We're back with Bruce Pardy, Queen's Law Professor and Executive Director of Rights Probe. On this whole BC issue, do you see any individuals or groups in BC that are actively and publicly opposing this change? It seems to me people should be up in arms about it. Short consultation for one, enormity of the decision.
Yes, no, there's no question about it. And now is the time. And I do know of people who are very concerned, as you say. Now, this has all been sprung pretty quickly. On the other hand, you could probably anticipate this was going to happen given the 2019 legislation that the BC government put in place, which said the government's going to, change the laws so as to incorporate the declaration into them. So in the big picture, this shouldn't be a surprise, but this has all happened very quickly. And so those people who are actually concerned are going to have to get their ducks in a row pretty quickly so as to put their 2 cents in and try and prevent this, what would be, frankly, catastrophic development for the economy of BC and all of its people, including, as you alluded to earlier, the Aboriginal peoples who are interested in resource development.
Well, from what I understand, the majority are, when you consult the majority, because that's such a wonderful route to economic freedom and better conditions on reserves and elsewhere and so on. It seems to me that with something this monumental, that the government should be at least having a referendum, possibly even an election, and have this as a pivotal issue. What's your views on that?
Well, I totally agree with that, but that's not in their political interests to do. I mean, at bottom, this is a political play, right? This will appeal to a particular constituency, and that constituency is, no surprisingly, an NDP constituency. Yeah. Yes, it would be logical and proper to put this to a vote of the people, whether in the form of an election or a referendum. But that's not in the government's interest, so it probably won't happen.
Well, we'll keep a close eye on it, because I think it certainly has implications for the whole country, even though for the moment it's focused on BC, because the federal government has also moved to kind of accept in a really loosey-goosey kind of way this UNDRIP.
There is already an equivalent federal statute that says the same thing as the original BC statute does. So this shouldn't be a surprise in the federal realm either when it happens.
Yeah. Finally, last question, Bruce. Could you tell us what Rights Probe is all about and what do you do?
Yes, thank you. With pleasure. Rights Probe is a law and liberty think tank. It's a branch of the Energy Probe Research Foundation, and we deal with these kinds of issues. In the past just handful of years, with the onset of COVID and all the other things that are coming down the pike, people are wondering where their legal system went and why it hasn't worked to protect their civil liberties. And it seems to be all very sudden. And in some respects, it has been. But it's all been a long time in the making. And part of our task is to try and explain to people why their legal system is not the way they think it is, why their charter rights are not what they believe them to be, why it is that they can't rely on their institutions in the way that they thought they would. In a way, the legal ground has been shifting underneath our feet, and our job is to try and explain that and make people aware.
Well, I think you're right. It's a tough road to hoe, but on the other hand, when you lose rights, the problem is they're very, very difficult to get back, and so you don't. It's the frog in the boiling pot of water kind of situation where
absolutely
once you lose them, yeah, and that's what's so scary about it, because it's kind of it's creeping up on people a lot more than I think they believe. How long has rights? How long has that been in place? How long has it existed?
Oh, just only since 2021. Energy Probe has a very long history. Energy Probe has been around for decades. One of Canada's leading think tank originally on environmental and energy policy from a free market perspective. But Rights Probe, we created only as of 2021.
Because that's when I guess you felt it was becoming a problem.
That's right.
Well, that's all the time we have today, Bruce, but thank you so much. Bruce Pardy of Queen's University and Rights Probe, thank you so much for being with us today. It's been a great discussion.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
This is a time when very serious policy and legal decisions are being made that have the potential to significantly change the future of Canada. I'm Catherine Swift, President of the Coalition of Concerned Manufacturers and Businesses of Canada. Thank you for watching Canadian Innovators. If you are an innovator and would like to tell us your story, please write to us at ideas@thenewsforum.ca. We'll see you next time.